Hey there, it's Tanya Stokes. I want to welcome you to my channel. I want to talk to you for a quick second about winterizing your home. Now, I just read an article that next year, October 2023, Duke Power will increase the energy bill between 14 and 16%. So we need to go ahead and get started with winterizing the home. You know, we have a year to get the practice in, so I think we should start now. So I want to give you some quick tips on different things you can do to winterize your home and help you save money on your energy bill starting this year. Hey, I'm Tanya Stokes, your realtor in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. 704-756-2752. If you have any questions as it relates to real estate, I would love to be a resource for you. Please make sure you like and subscribe and share this channel with a friend. So the first tip I want to give you as far as winterizing your home is to make sure you have your furnace looked at. Check your home warranty. Most home warranties cover the furnace. So check your home warranty. And even if you're not covered, you need to have that furnace checked out, because that could be a big bill to have it repaired. And it can also be a big energy bill if your furnace is not working properly. Now, most of these tips that I give you, these are things that you can do yourself, except of course for checking out your furnace. Please don't do that. But things like checking the seal on your door and your window. Check for any gaps where heat may be leaving the house, or better yet, when cold air is coming into the house, forcing your furnace to work even harder. If you're in a dark room, you just kind of look around the room. If you see light coming in from anywhere, you know, you may need to head on over to Home Depot or Lowe's and get you a caulking gun and caulk those areas. I always remember the times when I went to visit my grandmother, and she would have different types of cloth, and she would stick them like just to seal the gaps in the window. You know, it was an older house, so she would put some cloth there. I remember seeing she had like a mud room, and she would have plastic over that window. That was her way of winterizing her home, to make sure that she kept the warm air in and the cold air out. But today we could just head on over to Lowe's or Home Depot and get us a caulking gun. Another tip for you is, you know, you have those door stoppers or the door drafters, and it does just that. It keeps the draft from coming inside. And I have one. It looks like my dog thought it was a toy, because it's just a long piece of fabric, and it has like beans or rice or something in it, and you just drop it right in front of the door. You could put it like to seal that little draft that sometimes come in from the garage to the house, that door, or you know, sometimes you may be in your bedroom, or you have like a favorite room, your office, and you just want to put it there to trap the warm air in and keep the cold air out. But you definitely want to try them. I saw Amazon has some. They're magnetic. You put the magnetic plate on one side, and then you just attach the drafter. So if the door stops here, then that drafter comes in right on the bottom, and it pretty much fills in the gap where you may see that little you have a little bit of draft coming in. If you stand close to your door, you could probably feel that draft coming in. You know, if your energy bill is about to go up, the last thing you want to do is spend it trying to heat up the outdoors, right? You can never do that. Another great idea, reverse your ceiling fan. It's getting colder, so reverse the ceiling fan, because we know that heat rises. And when you reverse the ceiling fan, then the ceiling fan forces that warm air down, and it helps balance out the temperature in the room. And most of the ceiling fans have this little switch on it. So if you look up at your ceiling fan, you're like, what is that switch for? And the switch has, looking at mine now, the switch has two arrows, one pointing to the left, one to the right, clockwise, counterclockwise. And you're probably going counterclockwise now, but when you hit the switch, it will force the fan to go clockwise, and it's forcing that heat from the ceiling, because as I said, heat rises. It's forcing that heat down to balance out the temperature of the room. And here's how you know when you did it wrong. When you turn your fan on and you can feel cold air, you did it wrong. Just take the switch and flip it to the other side, and now your fan is moving, but you don't really feel the coldness from the fan. That's because the fan is forcing the heat down to balance out the temperature of the room or the temperature of your house. Once again, please like and subscribe to this channel. Again, if you know anyone that's interested in purchasing a home, or if they have any questions, they're already in communications with a realtor and they have some questions, I will gladly be a resource for you. Also, if you are a newer agent or a veteran agent and you're thinking about switching firms, reach out to me. I can tell you about all the wonderful things we have in store for you at Fathom Realty. And the last tip that I want to give you now, a lot of times you'll hear this on the news where they start talking about leave the pipes, your faucet dripping, bring in the plants and the pets, and go check on the seniors. It's going to be a cold one tonight. You hear the meteorologist saying that. Well, you may want to consider insulating your pipes. Now, people who are in places like Buffalo, New York, you've probably already done it because you guys get a lot of cold weather, but we don't get weather that cold here in the Queen City. So occasionally when it happens, like, child, we do not want to leave the house. It's one of those days you're happy where you could just kind of work from the couch because it's so cold outside, you don't want to leave. Well, if you consider insulating your pipes to keep the pipes nice and warm when it gets really cold outside. Now, in order for you to insulate your pipe, you want to get these foam tubes, and you need to know the diameter of your pipes. You're gonna get the foam tubes and you're gonna slice it down the side, and you're just gonna open it and then you're gonna wrap it around your pipes. It's kind of like putting a sleeve around the pipes to keep your pipes nice and warm and protected during frigid weather. Okay, so these are just a couple of tips for you, and that's also one that you probably can't do by yourself. Like, I love doing all types of handy stuff. I love to paint, I love to hang things, I like to build things. But anytime you ask me to go under the house, I am no longer interested. Like, it has nothing to do with me getting dirty, because I don't mind getting dirty, but I just don't know what's under that house. So I don't want to do that. Or I don't know what's like in the crawl space or like under a sink. Like, I don't really care for stuff like that. I like to do things out in the open. I can remember trying to replace my garbage disposal and in my dishwasher. And let's just say the way that ended, it was costly because I had to call in a handyman, and for the garbage disposal, I called in a handyman. But as far as the dishwasher, well, I had to replace that when I sold that house. But yeah, there's some things I'll try, and I already know this is going to be a tough one, but I'll try it anyway. So anyway, these are some quick tips for you to help winterize your house. Let's do a quick checkup. You want to have your furnace checked. You want to seal all the doors and all the cracks in the house. Make sure you get a door drafter to keep the draft out. Oh, and you also want to set your temperature on somewhere between 65 and 68. Now, I'm anemic, so sometimes my thermostat is on 70 or 75. It just depends because I'm always cold. It just depends. You want to reverse your ceiling fan to force that hot air down so that it balances out the temperature in the room. And you also want to insulate your pipes. Hey, I hope this helps you winterize your home, and it helps put you in a better headspace. If you're in the Duke Energy territory, you know that there's going to be an increase in your energy bill within the next year. I want to get you in the right frame of mind, and I want you to start winterizing your home. And there's so many other tips out there, so many other things to consider. So you just have to write out a list of things that may concern you. Like, some people, it may be the gutters, and it could be cutting down trees, all sorts of things. Because, if you're, again, in colder climate, you don't want the tree to freeze and the branch to fall and it falls on the house, and then that's another bill. Like, there's so many ways for you to winterize your home. I want to help you keep the heat in and keep the cold out. Hey, I'm Tanya Stokes, your realtor in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, 704-756-2752. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. We'll talk soon. Bye.